London's Labour Mayor Sadiq Khan has been shamed over the spiralling knife crime crisis in London, with one Assembly member calling him out for failing Londoners horribly. London was struck by 3 violent knife attacks on Wednesday night, leaving 1 person dead. London Assembly member and former mayoral candidate Sean Bailey put the blame for the knife crime crisis on Sadiq Khan. He said that London Mayor had failed Londoners horribly as the capital faces its worst year for violent teenage deaths on record, with 22 killings already this year. Talk radio host Christo told Mr. Bailey, "The brazen nature of it all now, that is what seems to have changed. There seems to be a culture now that you can do it so blatantly and brazenly in front of people and you will be okay." This was in the middle of a busy high street. Christo was speaking about the death of 23-year-old man Shane Jerome, who was stabbed near Brixton Tube Station on Wednesday night. Mr. Bailey responded, "That is where Sadiq Khan has failed Londoners horribly. He has set this tone in London that it is lawless, that you can do what you want on the streets. He had to be shamed into going to the families of the victims of these attacks. He constantly provides excuses for people who are murderers. Crime in London has become so bad, we are now exporting it to other parts of the country. The mayor will not get on top of this issue. The rise in crime has been down to a lack of leadership. I questioned him the other day on the high murder rate in the black community. He laughed at me and he called me an angry man. He is right, I am angry about this." Earlier today, Mr. Khan held a cross-party violent crime summit. Police have warned that violence is likely to surge following the lifting of lockdown restrictions. Friday's summit saw the Mayor of London meet with Met Commissioner Dame Cressida Dick, Crime and Policing Minister Kit Malthouse, and council leaders from across the city. They look to coordinate efforts to tackle the causes of violent crime and drive down teenage homicides. Earlier this week, the Mayor announced £800,000 of funding for a scheme that will provide mentoring to young Londoners in pupil referral units. He said, "Across this summer, Londoners will see a greater police presence across our city, particularly in areas where there's been a history of violent crime. You'll be seeing surge activity in those areas, and at the same time, the good news is we're going to be giving young people even more constructive things to do to keep them busy during the summer."